Hi and welcome to this to my channel. Today I will be doing something slightly different than my usual woodworking stuff. I will be having a look, or actually I'm gonna put together this Vevor 920 steering wheel stand, or actually racing wheel stand that I bought off Amazon. All the reviews or all the comments were about the bad instructions, and I went online and I saw indeed that even there some people tried to make some instructions. They weren't very good with synthesized voices and everything. So today I will just be unpacking this, building it, and yeah, maybe I can help some people with who are having issues putting this together. Or maybe not, maybe I'm gonna run into my own problems. Let's see. So I bought my version for I think 50-ish euros. I just looked at it and it was 68 euros. So it's one of the cheapest racing wheel stands you can get. These are the instructions. They're minimal, but you know, I don't know. Maybe good enough, maybe not. Let's have a look what's in the box. So although it's cheap, it's supposed to be pretty rigid and okay. So yeah, let's have a look. Of course, you can see where they saved some money. There's no, you know, it's not a fancy box. It's just a cardboard box with some parts put in there. No foam, well, some bubble wrap, but that's about it. No foam inlay, nothing. But you know, if it gets us to a cheap, affordable, but still well-performing product, I'm not gonna complain. I was going to build my own stand. Actually, I'll put some designs up that I already created. But then I saw this and I saw the reviews, and to be honest, it was so cheap that I was like, well, I can't. It's gonna be hard to build it myself for this kind of money. So this is for the shifter. I don't have a shifter, but well, let's see. These all separate parts put together. This looks to me like a base frame, but yeah, let's just remove everything. See what we end up with. This is the mounting plate for the steering. I must say, everything is pretty sturdy. I mean, you know, there's no flex whatsoever. This is heavy steel. Not disappointed so far. And also, this is just no flex whatsoever. So that's good. Should be pretty rigid. It's also for the shifter, a little part, little extension. I might get a shifter in the future. I don't know. How I came about this was I like Formula 1. I like woodworking. I was like, yeah, this is a nice woodworking project to build something like this. And then I saw this and then everything went out the window. So let's see. Oh, there's some Velcro wraps. I think you put away all the cables, so that's nice. Comes even with tools like the wrench and the Allen keys. So that's nice. Some more locking knobs. These are the smaller ones. More locking knobs with the longer threads on it. So the M8, 56. Must be the long ones. M8 with 36, so they're the short ones. So we're going to need this for the bottom, for the base. So actually these are the feet. These four. So the threads on it, so you can level it out a little bit if you have an uneven floor. I'm going to be putting on a very level floor, so I'll just them in all the way. Rubber feet with little anti-slip profile, which should be nice. This thread is a little bit rough. These holes don't go all the way through, but if you wanted to mount it onto some like a bottom plate, I guess you could just drill it out. Or actually, you could drill through the plate and fix it that way. They added some photos. This is hilarious, like how bad those photos are. The front needs the long ones, the rear ones need the short ones. These threads aren't the smoothest. I mean, they will go in, but so the long screws in the front. I'm not tying everything down just yet. Not tightly anyway. So, trying to leave some slack, and then the 36 ones, which are these, going to the back. So here you can see that you can adjust the height. I might change it in the future, but I'm gonna I'm putting it in the middle for now. So now we have to mount these things in. Okay, it didn't feel right, but it is right. So that's so you put the things on the outside, at least. That's what I was thinking, but actually, structurally, it makes more sense to do it the other way around, like this. Because then you will. Otherwise, the second bolt, the bolt in the end is just sticking into nowhere. And as I said, it didn't make sense to have such a long thread on it, so it has to be that it goes the other way around. So the thing with the screw goes on the inside. I'm using the rear hole. I'll show on the phone again. So this goes on the outside. And the rear hole. Okay, what you should also do, which is in the instruction, I mean, to be honest, I don't know why they did it in this order, but yeah, you have to tie this down, and I'm going to do that from this side. With a washer and a net, I guess. And this is going to be your pivot point. So don't think it needs to be super tight or anything. Another 65 like this. Align the hole, get a washer, get a bolt in there. So the next step is to put the bottom on, the little stands, but I already did that in the previous step. Tying it down by hand, it's fine. Now we can put these things in. Making sure that the open side goes to the inside. Here we have the chance to, in the bottom you will put these here, and it means that you can slide these up and down. Lock the height of your stand. Obviously, I'm just gonna put it in for a little bit, and once I get it in place, I will set it to the height that I like. And it also makes it easier to align it if it's not already stuck. So now we get to put the little board in. The round corners go to the front, obviously. These round corners, so you don't hurt yourself. We'll bring these in a little bit, by the looks of it. Let's see which screws they have envisioned for this. Let's cover it better, one on each side. The height can be adjusted according to the personal, yeah, of course. Next one, install the table. 22 M8 telescope brackets, use 4, 2 screws each on left sides. I'm guessing we also want some bolts there. And there's some adjustability there as well. So 4 22 M8s. Okay, I'm good. This is bowing out a little bit. I have to get a little bit in here. Putting washer and a bolt. Putting it on there. Getting another one of these. This is interesting. I have to bring it in a little bit. As you can see, it wants to go back. So I'm putting a little washer on it, so it can't anymore. So this has some play up and down, so you can either have it lean in a little bit or lean up a little bit. I'll just do it hand tight now and finalize it. Looks like there is not enough washers. But I like washers, so I'm just gonna take 2 washers of my own. I guess. Not a big thing. I mean, you know, you could do without washers. I really have no idea yet how I would like my setup. If I want my wheel to be rotated up or down. But this first, I think I'm going to do this in 2 parts. First part of this movie will be just the installing of this. And I'm hoping I'm being explicit enough. I mean, here this is just the screws with the Allens and the Allen keys. That you have to tighten with the Allen keys. And just a nut and a little washer on the end. So yeah, there's not a lot of instructions on this, but it's also not rocket science to do this. So the next part is for the shifter. I mean, I'm not gonna mount it, but it's super simple. You can either do it on the left or on the right, and then you take this part and you screw it to either to the left side or to the right side, and then you mount it. I mean, it's so simple that yeah, I'm not going to insult your intelligence by putting this together. I mean, you still have a lot of washers left, so it's not that hard. And these, I mean, these have the nuts already mounted in them, so it's just a matter of screwing these ones in. And on this side you have to use the long screws because they reach it. There. Easy enough. Well, I guess that wraps it up. I mean, this is the screws I still have left. Quite a lot, but yeah, most of them go into this stand uses the most screws, the whole shifter stand, which I will not be using. So yeah, let's wrap this up. So second part of the assembly. This is what I used to use before to put this on my lap and to clamp it with my knees. It didn't really work, so here we are. Let's just see what I'm doing. I'm just putting this on here. A bit dusty. So there are actually screw holes here, which I'm wondering if they line up. So this is a G20. So the holes that do line up are actually here, which is sort of contradicting the instructions. The paper instructions say you have to put the round ends towards you. And I'm just verifying this on the picture. Yeah, indeed, they want. But these 2 holes in the back, if you want to mount it with screws, you should really mount it the other way around. And what's also interesting, that there is little blocks here that are exactly in the spots where these things go. So then you have to lower this all the way. Yeah, and now the screw holes align perfectly. So that's actually interesting. Thinking what I should do. Should I turn this around? I mean, it does lower this quite a bit, and it might you bump your knees into that. I'm not sure. I think I'll go with the other way, and if it's not holding on sturdy enough, It's weird. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna disregard the instructions and I'm gonna flip this around already. After I have checked if these are the same screws for it, because then it makes sense to use these. Yep, these are the right screws. So looking at the holes, now it's just really, before you had an elongated hole matching with a tight hole, and now there's two tight holes aligning, and the elongated holes are lining up at the front. So to me, I think the visual instructions are wrong, and this is the way to do it. Because now you can tilt your steering wheel towards you, so you can tilt it higher. I think that's actually what you want. I can't imagine that you would want to tilt it lower. So the screws that are matching the holes on the bottom of the steering wheel are these. These are the small ones. It's really nice that you can, this is pre-drilled and it fits. It should really help with the stability. Tie these down as well. Funny they put little metal in here. No, actually I'll make a clip of it. So they put a little thing here, a little block here. If you would have flipped that, it would actually have fitted right in there. Make it even more secure. But you know, it's fine. So here as well you can see that there's all kinds of pre-drilled holes which line up with things in here. So actually I just realized that I would have done this, like have to done this step first. But yeah. Because what I'm gonna do now is probably unscrew some stuff and flip it up. Because otherwise I have to put the whole construction upside down, which I don't want to. Flip it down again so you can see actually what I'm doing. So as I said before, you have these holes that line up with these slots. Tip, do this first. The sliding slots so you can do whatever. But I'm just going to put it on its side and see if I can show you what I'm doing. I am assuming, which is risky, but I'm pretty sure these will be the same kind of holes. They should have just the right length. Let's see. The inner rails seem to line up. Yeah, there's definitely easier ways to do this. So as you can see, it's pretty far travel back and forth to make it suit your needs. This is really nice. So I guess once I take this to the computer, to the Xbox, I'm gonna need some final adjustment, and of course you want to really lock this down as well. So you do need to go back. It's really nice. It's all things considering, I'm very positive so far. See the instructions, sure, but also the fact that the cable management stuff is also included. I don't think it's bad at all. The only thing I just figured out. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. I think we're ready to do some testing. So I've just fixed my steering. I think I want a little more in. So yeah, set up. You know, there is some movement, but I guess the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So this is the point where I get to laugh at my driving. I haven't played this game, by the way. And from the little experience I had with the steering wheel, I know it will take some setup. You need some setup. I haven't done my pedals yet, but let's see. So yeah, this is not a review of the steering wheel. So I might be completely shit because I have to do all the settings still. But yeah, let's see how it does. I mean, this is all about if the stand is good enough or not. Going straight into the race. Okay, this is going to be horrible, I guess. It's a little bit hot after this. Sorry about that. So what I really do feel is that, you know, the steering is pretty stable. I can actually hit the brake quite hard, although now you saw it slide. So I'm playing on a cork floor. So I can compensate for that hard braking by just holding on to my steering wheel, which is, you know, not a lot of effort. It's sort of automatic as well. So you're going to go to the menu Previously I turned down braking a lot because I was just not getting enough braking power. But yeah, here it feels pretty solid. I'll put it in the rear holes. I guess I do want the steering to come in a little bit more. So that's something I'm going to change. So I don't know if you can see that. But down here, there's 2 holes. I put it in the back. And but I'm going to put it in the front holes. So the whole steering wheel comes forward a little bit. As you can see, my legs are still a bit cramped. So I'm going to slide my whole construction up a bit before I lock it down. I should do that now since I'm waiting anyway. So yeah, moral of the story, even having a very decent stand doesn't make you a good driver. Anyways, hope this helped you, and yeah, you have a good idea of what you can expect from this cheap stand. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I can't fault it a whole lot. It's sturdy, it has good. I mean, you have a little bit of flex like this, but it's fine. I mean, that way you can still make it a little bit better. But I think it's good. Thanks for watching.